Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. Thank you very much for taking the time to join me today here on this Saturday evening. It is very much appreciated, and I hope that you are all doing well and enjoying your weekend. What I've got coming up for you today is another video on my official YouTube channel ahead of the Japanese 1000 Guineas that is taking place tomorrow morning over at Hanshin in Japan. Another Classic Watch 26 possible ahead of that race. But before we start taking a look at the horse, I always like to mention my own personal Patreon channel, Newman Racing, in these videos. It's an interesting place to go. That's why there's plenty of content there. Some paid content, some free content. There's plenty of resources over on the channel as well. What else can I tell you about it? It's the place for all the national hunt racing, pretty much. Now I've decided to take all the national hunt racing off YouTube. Patreon is the place to find all the national hunt racing. And it's always also the place where I do all the yearly reviews at the end of the season, where I get off horses and get on horses. I would hate you to follow a horse I wasn't still following. So those videos are important as well. So why not head over to Patreon as well? Newman Racing it's called, and see if it's for you. It might be, it might not be. But now let's turn back to Classic Watch 26. Where can people find it? Well, classicwatch26.great/site.net is the place. I'll say that again. classicwatch26.great/site.net is the place where you'll be able to find this year's incarnation of Classic Watch. A fantastic site, really, that last night took out its 5th Classic of 2026, courtesy of the New Zealand Oaks winner, Oh Hope He Wins, who managed to take out the Group 1 Australian Oaks last night to complete the Oaks double. There's 7 hemisphere horses on only at the moment. New Zealand, South Africa and Australia are on the site at the moment. And the Roll of Honour is slowly but surely coming together. As we add more horses to the Roll of Honour, obviously the Roll of Honour will increase. And that is what hopefully will happen as we move forward. Because there's plenty more to look at. We've got Europe to do, we've got the USA, Japan. There are plenty of arenas still to come in the last 2 quarters of 2026. But yeah, classicwatch26.great/site.net is where you will be able to find all of these horses. And hopefully, maybe this one might appear on the site one day. Black Chalice is a bay filly in training in Japan, sired by Kitasan Black out of a dam called Gold Chalice, who herself was sired by To The World. Black Chalice is owned by Field Racing and bred by Koshiro Take and bred by Northern Farms. People take a look at the form of Black Chalice. It's done very little wrong regarding my processes. The horse, I'm so far ahead on this horse, it is untrue. You know, if this horse never wins another race, I will find it very difficult to lose on this horse, because the horse has already won for me at 6-1 on debut, when it was only the 3rd favourite at Hakodate back in 21st of June 2025. And the horse has also won the Group 3 Fairy Stakes on her first start as a 3-year-old at Nakayama on the 11th of January 2026. And she won at 10-1 that day. So I'm so far in front on this horse. It's incredible. This horse has got pretty good form, really. The horse was beaten in 2 Group 3 races before it won the Fairy. It was placed in the Hakodate Nisei Stakes on the 20th of July 2025. No surprise it went off favourite for that day. It won its maiden at Hakodate. But the horse was only managing to finish second behind a horse called Ashin Deed. And then the horse went off second favourite for the Group 3 Kyoto Show Fantasy Stakes on the 1st of November 2025, but could only finish 4th behind another Classic Watch 26 possible, who is already on the playlist site, Festival Hill. So, and then the horse came out and won the Group 3 Fairy Stakes when ridden by A. Samura. He was only the fifth favourite that day, and it was his first trip at a mile. This horse has raced over 6 furlongs, 7 furlongs and 1 mile already. Slowly but surely up to trip, nothing else but good ground seems to be what's expected. Race record of the horse has had 4 starts and managed to win twice and finish second once more, for career earnings so far of 62.59 million yen. So what we've got here is we've got a debut winner and a trial winner. Just what I'm looking for, really, to pad out the site. Black Chalice has certainly deserved this Classic Watch 26 Possibles video without any shadow of a doubt. Yeah, I know some people like to look at these horses on the Racing Post, so we can do that now. You see that the Racing Post has managed to miss the Black Chalice's debut win, but because she's relatively exposed in Japanese Group 3 races, they've decided to rate a few of those races. And the best Racing Post rating gained by Black Chalice so far is a figure of 99 when she managed to win the Fairy Stakes, beating Big Karen Roof by a neck. But yeah, below 100, this horse has been given 3 runs rated by the Racing Post and has yet to race above a figure of 100. So it's safe to say that the horse, according to the Racing Post, has got plenty to find on form. It's fair to say. It'll be interesting to see how the horse gets on. Looking at the pedigree of the horse, you will see that a lot of it is up to date on the Pedigree Online Thoroughbred database. 4 starts, 2 wins and a place. 62,593,000 Japanese yen. Her Group 3 win is on there of the Fairy Stakes, and also her second in the Hakodate Nisai at 2. So this horse has done nothing wrong really at this stage regarding my processes. It just remains to be seen whether the horse is good enough. People see there, if they look on the Pedigree Online Thoroughbred database, they will see that the horse Black Chalice is dam line 5G. What we're going to do this time is the 4th dam of this horse, Straight Lane, was born in 1974, the same year as me, and the 5th dam was born in 1949. So we might only take a look at the first 4 dams of this horse, really, due to the ages of some of the dams. We will try and pick up any horses that we find along the way in the same fashion. And then we can watch Black Chalice win 2 races. We'll watch the horse win on first time out on debut, and then we will watch the horse win the Group 3 Fairy Stakes in January this year. And then we can get on with our lives, I think. So without further ado, let's get started, shall we? The first dam of the horse, Gold Chalice. A female born in 2018, sired by To The World, out of a dam called Silver Chalice, an Irish-bred mare who was sired by Rainbow Quest. Gold Chalice raced 10 times in her career, managing to win 3 times and finish second another twice. 5 out of 10 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of 46,855,000 Japanese yen. Solid enough on the track. The horse managed to win at 2 the Chukyo Nisai Stakes of 2020. And the horse at 3 also managed to win the Hakodate Doshin Sports High, another race at Hakodate. Not sure if they are stakes races or not. I think the Chukyo Nisai might be now. But yeah, this horse was fairly decent, managed to get her head in front at both 2 and 3. A couple of horses to look at now related to the second dam of the horse. Good Sky was a mare born in 2013, sired by Stay Gold, out of a British-bred mare called Platina Chalice, who herself was sired by Rock on Gibraltar. Good Sky raced 18 times in her career, 3 wins, 4 seconds and 3 thirds, 10 out of 18 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of 111,832,000 Japanese yen. People see that Good Sky was more of a jumps horse. At 4, the horse won the Grade 3 Niigata Jump Stakes of 2017. And the horse was also second in the Grade 2 Tokyo High Jump and the Grade 3 Tokyo Jump Stakes the year before in 2016. Yeah, Grade 3 winning jumper over 3,250 metres. Good Sky in a race held at Niigata. The horse owned by Kyohei Sugitachi and bred by Northern Farms. Next horse we need to take a look at is a horse that the Pedigree Online Thoroughbred database struggled with, Grail. A horse born in 2015, sired by Heart's Cry out of a dam called Black Chalice. So the same dam again. So this one is a half brother to the horse we just looked at. You see there, they've got this horse was never racing, even though it's contradicted itself there. No one has bothered to include the racing efforts. I do wish people would stay away from sites if they weren't going to do a good job. Makes my life very difficult. They think they're doing well as well, bless them, people like that. And I'm not saying they deliberately muddy the waters at all. I'm not saying that. But in fact, if people look at the horse, Grail, the horse actually raced 10 times and managed to win twice and finished third another 2 times and earned 71.58 million Japanese yen. Very interesting horse, though, Grail, because it managed to win, like we said there, the Group 3 Kyoto Nisai Stakes on its second start. And the horse, if you look, did run in 3 classics. It was 6th in the Guineas, 14th in the Derby, and 10th in the St Leger. The horse also was placed into the 2 group races, the Asahi St Light Kinen, where it was 3rd in 2018, and the Sankei Show All-Comers, where the horse was 3rd in 2019. So this horse ran very well, and it was quite surprising that how can a pedigree or how can a reputable site miss a horse going round in 3 Japanese classics? You know, you wouldn't think it was possible if they were doing a proper job, would you? You wouldn't think it was possible. But it is, and this is the evidence for it. But yeah, decent horse in its own right, Grail. I think we can now take a look at the second dam of our horse. Yes, we can. Silver Chalice, an Irish bred mare, born in 2001, sired by Rainbow Quest out of an American bred dam called Silver Lane, who herself was sired by Silver Hawk. Silver Chalice on the track was unraced, according to this site, but it says no starts, no wins, so they've actually put in unraced there. It's not been not updated, if that makes any sense. Somebody's actually put that in. So I think we will have no choice really but to believe that. So now we've got another few horses related between the second and the third dam now. We've got to take a look at Black Hawk, a horse born in 1994, sired by Nureyev out of Silver Lane. So this is a half-brother, to the second dam of our horse. Black Hawk raced 28 times in his career, 9 wins, 8 seconds and 6 thirds. 23 out of 28 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of 652,670,000 yen. This was a good horse. People will see that the horse won the Group 3 Lord Derby Challenge Trophy. The horse also won the Group 1 Sprinter Stakes at Nakayama. The horse also won the Group 2 Swan Stakes at Kyoto. The Hankyu High. The horse also won a Group 3 and the Yasuda Kinen. The horse won a Group 1 race at Tokyo in his career. The horse was sent to Japan in 1995, shuttled around to Australia before suddenly dying of heart failure at Honda Farm on July the 22nd, 2015. Owned by Makoto Kaneko, and the horse was bred by Watership Down Stud. It had an interesting stud career, it's fair to say. Sired a Group 3 winner of the 2009 Kyoto Himba Stakes, a horse called Celebrita, and it also sired the winner of the listed Keeneland Cup, Couverture, by out of a dam called Hikari Crystal, but there wasn't really a lot else that this horse achieved at stud, it's fair to say, but it did sire 2 individual winners that we can see there. Take a quick look at the statistics of the horse as well. By covering year, you'll see the horse covered 167 mares in 2002, 136 in 2007, but there was a few years where it struggled. It only covered 16 in 2013 and 10 in 2012. So it had a couple of seasons where it went okay. But on the track, you'll see that the horse managed to win 1,090 races with 271 horses. So they were quite prolific at their level. It's just that the level wasn't very high, and the horse only had an AER career of 0.64. in stud earnings. But yeah, the horse definitely sired plenty of horses. 99 two-year-old winners, Black Hawk. But yeah, only the 2 pattern race graded winners, sadly. Next horse we're going to take a look at is Pink Cameo, a mare born in 2004, sired by French Deputy, out of Silver Lane again. So this is another half sister to our second dam of our horse, really, isn't it? Pink Cameo raced 21 times in her career, 4 wins and 2 seconds. Only 6 of 21 starts in the first 2, for career earnings of 180,199,000 yen. At her best, Pink Cameo won the NHK Mile Cup of 2007, a Japanese Grade 1 race at the time. The horse also won at 3 the Nano Hana Show at Nakayama. At 5, the horse was second in the Group 3 in Nakayama Himba, as well as finished second at 2 in the Marigold Show, a race held at Niigata. Japanese Group 1 winning mare, Pink Cameo, in her career, over a mile. Another one owned and bred by Kaneko Makoto Holdings and Watership Down Stud, respectively. Group 1 again, all the way. You'll notice, though, these races are only Japanese races at the moment, Group 1s. You know, they're not worldwide Group 1s as of this stage. And we're still at 2007. Japanese used to have their own pattern, but they are slowly but surely integrating it into the world pattern. But yeah, Pink Cameo, lovely horse, Group 1 winner. Another horse we need to take a look at is Stay Foolish, a horse born in 2015, sired by Stay Gold, out of a Japanese bred mare called Kawai Lane. Hang on a minute, we've got that one open here. So let's look at the mare first, shall we? Kawai Lane, a mare born in 2006, sired by King Kamehameha, out of Silver Lane. So the dam of this horse is another half sister to our mare, the second dam of Black Chalice. Coming together, ain't it? Kawai Lane raced 18 times in her career, 5 wins, a second and a third. 7 out of 18 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of 80,196,000 Japanese yen. Kawai Lane at 4, won the Turquoise Stakes, a Japanese listed race in 2010. And she was also third in the Hokkaido Shimbunhai Queen Stakes, a Group 3 race that was held at Sapporo. Yeah, very interesting mare, owned by Shadai Racing and bred by Watership Down Stud. And as we know, she is the dam of Stay Foolish, sired by Stay Gold out of Kawai Lane. Stay Foolish raced 34 times in his career, 4 wins, 6 seconds and 7 thirds, 17 out of 34 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of 30,302,000 Japanese yen, 660,000 Hong Kong dollars, and 3,080,000 US dollars, and 44,000 French euros. Well, euros. Safe to say they got a bit confused on the currencies of this horse, didn't they? Stay Foolish, a very good career. At 3, the horse was placed in the Group 1 Hopeful Stakes at Nakayama in 2017. At 3, the horse won the Kyoto Shimbunhai, a Group 2 race. At 4, the horse was still being placed in Group 2 races like the Kyoto Kinen. And at 5, the horse was placed in the AGC Cup and another Kyoto Kinen, as well as being placed in the Meguro Kinen. At 6, another Kyoto Kinen place at Hanshin, but it was at 7 when the horse really started to get his head in front, winning the Group 3 Red Sea Turf Handicap at King Abdulaziz, which is in Saudi Arabia. And the horse also won the Group 2 Dubai Gold Cup, a race held at Maidan in 2022, as well as being placed in the Group 2 Grand Prix de Deauville in France. So this horse ended up a bit of a globetrotter for Japan, didn't it, age 7, and did himself credit winning in Saudi Arabia and Dubai and getting placed in France. Horse trained by Yoshito Yahagi, and the horse is now retired and working as a riding horse after retirement at Shadai Stallion Station. So yeah, very good horse. Stay Foolish was, in his own right, it's fair to say. Another horse we need to take a look at is Maltese Hawk, a horse born in 1997, sired by Southern Halo, out of an American-bred mare called Misty Silver. People see that Silver Lane is the second dam of this horse, Maltese Hawk. Raced 54 times in his career, 6 wins, 2 seconds and 7 thirds. 13 out of 54 starts in the first 3, a staple of Japanese racing. The horse managed to earn 134,813,000 yen in a long career. Did get, as you would expect a horse to run 54 times, there is the odd piece of black type form. The horse was placed in the Japanese Group 3 race in 2000, the Kyoto News Service High. At 6, the horse was placed in the Shunpo Stakes and the Aichi Open. At 7, the horse was placed in the Shunpo Stakes again. And at 8, the horse was placed in the NST Open, a race held at Niigata. And at 9, the horse was placed third in the Fukushima Minpo High, a race held at Fukushima. So among all those runs in allowance company, the horse did get the odd bit of black type for owner Yoshio Fujita and breeder Brian Boone. The next horse we're going to take a look at is Siberian Hawk. Siberian Hawk is a horse born in the year 2000, sired by Spinning World, out of Misty Silver, the same dam as the dam we've just looked at from the last horse. Siberian Hawk raced 16 times in his career, 4 wins and 2 seconds. 6 out of 16 starts in the first 2, for career earnings of 81,889,000 yen. Siberian Hawk managed to win the listed Capital Stakes of 2003 at Tokyo and was placed in the Group 3 Keisei High Autumn Handicap the same year. So Group 3 place listed winner. They're saying this horse is at stud. I couldn't find any record of it really doing anything much. Sent to Japan in 2002, entered stud for 2 years at Hokkaido before relocating to the Hidaka Stallion Station at Urukawa. And I don't really think it sired anything interesting. I couldn't really find much at all. Star Maniac is another horse we need to take a look at. A horse born in 1993, sired by Septi MCL out of Silver Lane and the same dam again. So this horse has had 3 pattern race horses going around for her. Star Maniac raced 23 times in his career, 4 wins, 7 seconds and 3 thirds. 14 out of 23 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of $234,517 US. Decent enough career. Star Maniac raced in France. The horse was second in the Group 2 Criterium Deso and also placed in the Group 3 Pre-Eclipse. And in the US, the horse was 4th in the Group 3 Jaipur Handicap. This horse went to stud a while as well. Again, I couldn't find any record of it. The horse was standing as a stallion in Idaho Falls, Idaho. Died sadly in 2011 after suffering a heart attack in his pen. He loved apples, carrots, goats and kids. And I hope he didn't eat the kids. Yeah, he seemed to eat everything else. But interesting horse, a very interesting right up there. Star Maniac, 234,000, a great placed horse in France. Good horse in his own right, it's fair to say. The next one we need to take a look at is Malaki Naya, a filly born in the year 2020, sired by Just Away, out of a dam called Coway Lane. Again, this is another Coway Lane one. I should have moved this one forward as well, shouldn't I, really? Malaki Naya has raced 5 times in her career up to this date, according to this site, and has managed to win 2 races for 17,700,000. But again, this site struggled with this horse, it's fair to say, because when we went to Net Khyber, it revealed that Malaki Naya would actually race 16 times and managed to win 3 times, with another second and a third, 5 out of 16 starts in the first 3. And this horse got to us, was 5th in the Artemis. The horse was placed in the Group 2 Kansai Television Company Show Road Stakes, a Group 3 race in 2023. But it seems to have struggled to get past the winners of 2 stage, it's fair to say. It's still running round now, 27th of April 2025. In winners of 3 races, it sort of struggled to get to them. It ran in the 2023 Shuka Show, and the horse finished 6th at odds of 100 to 1. Creditable run. But yeah, the horse is what it is, really. It's had some runs, though, that people missed on other sites. And Malaki Naya, we'll just give her the total prize money 1, because I don't think we did that. 55.99 million yen. Another Shadai farm horse trained by Tatsuya Yoshioka. Again, an interesting horse, it's fair to say. And now, finally, we're at the fourth dam of Black Chalice. Black Chalice's fourth dam, born the same year as me. Are we not? Oh, no, we're not. Sorry, Silver Lane. We're actually on the third dam only. Wow. Silver Lane, the mare born in 1985, sired by Silver Hawk out of a dam called Straight Lane, an American-bred mare born in 1974 and sired by Chieftain. Silver Lane raced 17 times in her career, 3 wins, 4 seconds and a third. 8 out of 17 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of $132,436 US. This horse was actually third in the Irish Oaks of 1988. Horse won the Group 3 Prix de la Grotte and second in La Coupe de Maison Lafitte Group 3 race as well. But this horse was actually classic placed in 1988, the third dam of our horse, Black Chalice. It's a solid proposition, this horse. Solid proposition up to this point. But yeah, Silver Lane, very nice horse. Where are we at? That one there. Silver Lane, very nice horse, it's fair to say. Classic placed horse, bred by Green Village Investments. Still, the horses still keep coming to a certain extent. Hawkster. Hawkster is a horse born in 1986, sired by Silver Hawk out of Straight Lane. So this horse here is a full sister, full brother to the third dam of our horse. Hawkster raced 23 times in his career, 6 wins, 3 seconds and 4 thirds. 13 out of 23 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of $1,510,942 US in his career. Very good horse, Hawkster. Group 1 winner at 2, winner of the Norfolk Stakes of 1988. At 3, the horse won the Group 1 Secretariat Stakes and the Group 1 Oak Tree Invitational, as well as winning the Group 2 Delmar Derby. At 4, the horse was second in another 2 Group 1 races, the San Luis Race Stakes and the Hollywood Turf Handicap. Also third in the Charles H. Strub Stakes and the San Juan Capistrano Invitational. The horse entered stud in 1991 and sent to Japan in 1997 before sadly dying in June 2003. And we can have a proper look at this one because, believe it or not, through this stallion here, Texas Red, people can see that Hawkster is actually the dam sire of a Fleet Alex, a sire himself of 39 stakes winners in his career. But people can see there that Hawkster bred 261 foals, 207 of them raced, 129 of them won, and Hawkster himself did sire 3 stakes winners. But yeah, he was more famous probably as a dam sire of a Fleet Alex in his breeding career. But yeah, he did sire 3 stakes winners in his career. Another horse we need to take a look at is Music Hawk. A horse born in 2001, another one this site struggled with. Music Hawk, sired by Silver Hawk out of Music Lane. This is another full sister to our horse, Silver Lane. Again, totally unraced. But people look at their Music Hawk, they will see that the horse actually earned 81.46 Japanese million yen, and the horse raced 48 times. How did they miss that? Only managed to win 4 times, 4 wins, 2 seconds and 4 thirds. 10 out of 48 starts in the first 3. But to earn £81 million in 48 starts and then be missed by this site. This site, Pedigree Online Thoroughbred Database, a very amateurish site. It is what it is. But there is some pack race form in this horse at the start of his career. Music Hawk. People will see that the horse also managed to win first time out and was placed third in the Group 3 Hakodate Nisai Stakes of 2003. Downhill pretty much from then onwards. Look, got bogged down in allowance races. It's so easy to do that in Japanese racing. That was the only pack race run of the horse's life. But yeah, the horse was a debut winner, Group 3 placed after 2 starts. Still nothing on this site. Here's what it is. Zeno Motore is another horse we need to take a look at. A horse born in 1994, sired by Devil's Bag out of a dam called Straight Lane again. So this is another half-brother to our dam. Zeno Motore raced 51 times in his career. So he got this one. 51 times in his career, 6 wins, 6 seconds and 3/3. Well, 15 out of 51 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of $999,127 US. I think this horse raced in Japan as well, didn't it? Yeah, this horse was second in the 2001 Sakurambo Kinen, horse owned by Shinobu Osaku and bred by Buckram Oak Farm. But again, a very small piece in this puzzle, it's fair to say. Finally now, we're at the 4th dam of our horse, Black Chalice. Sneaks up on you, this one. Straight Lane, a mare born in 1974, sired by Chieftain out of Level Sands, a mare born in 1949, sired by Mahmood. Straight Lane, another unraced dam on this track, on this time. Dam line, so we've had, what have we got with the dams? We've got a Good Chalice was a listed winner, wasn't he? Silver Chalice was unraced. Silver Lane was placed in a classic. And Straight Lane was unraced. For the people that like those sort of things, some people like their dams to have proved it on the track. A classic place 3rd dam and a listed winning 1st dam. Gives you some hope for optimism, doesn't it? But then sadly, it was a case of the horse slightly going down a bit, Black Chalice. It was going so well until we sort of looked at the horse historically on a dam line 5G. It was quite an easy one to find because you've got Straight Lane, the Level Sands of 1949. You've got Crawfish, a mare born in 1942, and the Crowning and Elf, 1922. But if you look on here, it falls off. Look, Crowning, Crawfish, it falls off. Sadly, there's no 1949 mare on here. Straight Lane is not a historically sound horse, unfortunately, and neither is Level Sands, the 1949 version. None of them have gone to any classics in history at all. But the line has. But people have to go back further to Elf, born in 1922. I really did try and make the case, but this is not a historically sound horse, unfortunately, as much as I would like. But it is a trial winner, and it did win first time out. Very rare that I get one that ticks all 3 boxes. Some interesting horses, though. Let's take a look at them. Level Sands was the 5th dam of the horse, like we said. A mare born in 1949, sired by Mahmood out of Crawfish. 42 starts, 4 wins, 5 seconds and 3/3. 12 out of 42 starts for prize money of $18,950 US. The horse was actually 3rd in the Ashland Stakes in her career of 1952. Owned and bred by C.V. Whitney. But yeah, it falls off, sadly. It really did fall off. She only bred 2 stakes winners. No graded winners, no classic winners. The horse falls off on the historic site, sadly. Fisherman is an interesting horse, though. Fisherman, a horse born in 1951, sired by Phalanx out of Crawfish. You see, this one is directly on this line, just a bit further back. Fisherman raced 46 times in his career, 13 wins, 12 seconds and 4/3. 29 out of 46 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of $436,050 US in his career. So a very interesting horse, Fisherman, another Whitney horse. These races are even before the pattern existed. Placed in 14 stakes races, the horse was 7th in the Kentucky Derby of 1954. And you can see there that the horse actually sired 2 stakes winners in his career as a sire. Fisherman. The horse won the Washington, D.C. International, the Champagne Stakes, a lot of these races, who knows what they are these days. The Great American Stakes, the American Legion Handicap, the Gotham Stakes. I still think that's a stakes race. The Travers is now a Group 1 race. So this horse was decent in its career. Another Whitney bred horse. And this was racing before the American pattern was even invented. Good horse. Sire of 2 stakes winners. Avatar was an interesting one as well. Horse born in 1972, sired by Grawstark out of Brownberry, an American bred mare foaled in 1960. You can see now that we're at Crawfish is the 3rd dam of this horse. And where we are on our line, Crawfish is sort of around the same level of ours. You know, Elf. Elf is on there. But Cornine is on there as well, you see. And Crawfish. I don't think Cornine is on Black Chalice. There's very interesting pedigree, this. Oh, it is. So it's Elf, Cornine, Crawfish still there. It only falls off in the 50s. Avatar raced 33 times in his career. 9 wins, 7 seconds and 2/3. 18 out of 33 starts in the first three, for career earnings of $464,609 US. Decent horse, Avatar. Avatar won the Santa Anita Derby of 1975, and the horse was also a classic winner, winning the Belmont of 1975. Horse was second in the Kentucky Derby the same year. At 4, the horse won the Group 1 San Luis Rey Handicap, second in the Hollywood Gold Cup, and the San Fernando Stakes and the Del Mar Handicap. This horse suddenly died of a broken neck at Fisher's Farm in 1992. Entered stud at Claiborne, also stood at Classic Way Farm. I like the way she put Windy Knoll Farm as well. I thought she put Wendy. I thought like she knew the person. It says Windy Knoll Farm. My mistake. Again, this horse went round quite well as a stallion as well. Yeah, I've had a good dig. Avatar sired a Group 1 winner, the winner of the 1983 Sunset Handicap, Cralius. Horse also sired 3 individual Group 2 winners as well. And 2 individual Group 3 winners. This is only a rough glance. This was an American-based stallion that I'm looking on a Japanese website. It's already telling us there that the horse bred another 4 listed races as well. The Creme de Fête Claiming Stakes sounds quite interesting. I'm not entirely sure that's a pattern race, but we'll find out what they say. Other placed horses as well. So this horse was no bad number as a stallion. The horse has sired at least 6 individual pattern race graded winners in his career in the 70s. Good horse, Avatar, it's fair to say. Hours After is another one we need to look at. A horse born in 1985, sired by Alleged out of Brownberry. So this is quite closely related to the classic winner that we looked at before. And this one a classic as well. This horse won the French Derby of 1988. 11 starts, 2 wins, 2 seconds and 2/3. $415,436 US in his career. But yeah, owned by the Marquis de Moatala and bred by the Crown Breeding Corp, French Derby winner of 1988. Hours After. So there is some classic hopes on this line, but just not closely related to ours. Horse went to study in Italy and in Italy I could find no record. I wasn't doing anything on the Japanese website. It wasn't telling me anything at all. But yeah, Hours After, good horse. Another Group 1 winner foaled this century, obviously. A gelding born in 2008, sired by Choisir out of Leala, an Irish bred mare sired by Montjour. You'll see there, this one is actually on our line. Leven Sands is the 4th dam of this horse, and Straight Lane is also on this line. So this one is historically on our site. Obviously raced 29 times in his career, 13 wins, 6 seconds and 4/3. 23 of 29 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of $2,321,751 US. Won some races, didn't it? Let's have a look, see what it won. It won at 4. The horse won the Group 2 Del Mar Mile and the Group 2 Arroyo Seco Mile of 2012, placed in the Breeders' Cup. At 5, the horse won the first Group 1. It won the Shoemaker Mile. It won the American Handicap as well, Group 2. Another Del Mar Mile. At 6, the horse won another Shoemaker Mile and an American Stakes. At 7, the horse was 3rd in the Woodbine Mile. At 8, the horse won at the Breeders' Cup. The horse won the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint of 2016. Horse also won the Group 3 Poker Stakes that year as well. Very good horse. First 3 races were in Ireland, running in Southern California as of March the 22nd, 2012. Retired from racing in June 2017. Very good horse, wasn't it, for owners Anthony Fancicola and Joseph Scardino, and bred by Mrs. Deirdre Cogan. 13 of 29 wins. Triple Group 1 winner. Very good horse. 4-time triple Group 1 winner. Obviously. Next one we need to take a look at. We're getting really, we've gone off a tangent now. We've gone to down to Alf Lock, who is out of Alf herself, to find another two. Another one, actually, because I never bothered opening the German 2,000 guineas winner. For some reason, Escaline is the next one. And Escaline was a mare born in 1980, sired by Arctic Turn out of SD, a USA-bred mare born in 1971 and sired by Hail to Reason. Escaline raced 11 times in her career, 4 wins, 2 seconds and a third. 7 out of 11 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of $190,598 US dollars in her career. Escaline won the 1983 French Oaks. She also won what is now Group 1 Criterium de Saint Cloud, and she also won the Group 3 Prix Vanto. So Group 1, Group 2 and Group 3 winner, sent to North America after her racing career in 1985. So another classic winner, but again, like I said, people have to go back all the way to Alf Lock, who is out of Alf. And Alf would be what? A long way back in our pedigree, it's fair to say. The 5th dam is the 6th, 7th, 8th dam, and we're still not directly on that with horses like Escaline. We're getting far away now, it's fair to say, which is probably why I chose not to open the German horse. So I know the German Guineas isn't agreed in Group 1. Smiling Tiger, we're going to keep looking at a couple more. Smiling Tiger, a horse born in 2007, sired by Hold That Tiger out of a dam called Chandra Smiles, who was born in 1998 and sired by Cahill Road. Smiling Tiger raced 23 times in his career, 9 wins, 2 seconds and 8 thirds, 19 of 23 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of $1,480,704 US dollars in his career. Decent enough horse again, Smiling Tiger at 2. He was 3rd in the Group 1 Delmar Futurity. And at 3, he won some Group 1s. He won the Group 1 Bryn Cosby Stakes. He also won the Group 1 Ancient Title Stakes as well as winning the Group 3 Lazaro Barrera Stakes. At 4, the horse won the Triple Bend Handicap, another Group 1 race at the time, and the Group 2 San Carlos Handicap, the Group 3 Count Fleet Handicap. And at 5, the horse won the Vernon O Underwood Stakes, a Group 3 race, and was 3rd in the Breeders' Cup Sprint of 2012. Interesting horse, it's fair to say. The horse has been standing at stud in California before suddenly being euthanised in 2024 due to ataxia. Couldn't find no record of it standing on Arian, which isn't an American site, it's a New Zealand site. Smiling Tiger. But the Japanese gave us a little clue again. They signed a Group 1 winner, signed the winner of the Group 1 Madison Stakes of 2019, Spice Perfection, who was by a Pleasantly Perfect dam. There's other wins as well there in America, a couple of stakes wins as well. One as far as recently back as 2026. So this horse is still siring horses that are going round, but just the one individual graded winner stands out amongst the rest, it's fair to say. Very interesting horse though, Smiling Tiger. She's a Tiger is another horse we're going to look at now, and there, born in 2011. Another one sired by Tail of the Cat out of a dam called Chandra Smiles. So this is the same dam that just bred the last horse. She's a Tiger, raced 7 times in her career, 3 wins and 3 seconds, 6 out of 7 stars in the first 2, for career earnings of $727,657 US dollars in her career. Again, she's a Tiger, Group 1 winner at 2, Delmar Debutante Stakes of 2013. She was also 2nd in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies and the Chandelier Stakes. She was the 2013 champion 2-year-old filly before being exported to Japan, where she is already a black type producer, I'm pleased to say. Down on the Tiger, a horse born in the year 2020, sired by Heart's Cry out of She's a Tiger. Down on the Tiger raced 8 times in his career, 1 win, 2 seconds and 3 thirds, 6 out of 8 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of 45,297,000 yen. Down on the Tiger was placed in 2 pattern races. At 2, he was placed in the 2022 Tokyo Sports High, Nisai. And at 3, the horse was placed in the 2023 Kyoto News Service High a Group 3 race held at Tokyo. At 4, he was down to stakes level. Thank you very much for your hard work. I'm presuming the horse retired, updated in July 2025. The horse owned by Danox Incorporated and bred by Northern Farm. So, yeah, Hold the Tiger has done somewhat of a job. She's the Tiger, sorry. Has done somewhat of a job to bred that horse. Very interesting horse, I think. Black Chalice. It's one that I feel people can easily underestimate this horse. It's got a nice bred pedigree. The ceiling at the top of it through all 5 dams is fairly sound. I found Group 1 winners at every level between the first and the 5 dams, really, I think. They might not have made a massive impact at stud. But, yeah, there's some interesting horses on this line that Black Chalice is on. And I do think that if she lines up in the Japanese 1,000 guineas tomorrow morning, then you will more than likely see this horse on classicwatch26.great/site.net. But what we can do now is close down the multitude of tabs that I still have open in a vain attempt to save some CPU. And we can watch the horse Black Chalice win on 2 occasions. Firstly, we're going to go all the way back to June of 2025 and her newcomers race, which was held at Hakodate. It was the 5th race of the day on June the 21st. So here's a little clue. If you want to start looking for 2-year-old Japanese races, you've got to be looking around May and June time. Is the only time to pick them up yet. There's not even any newcomers races being ran yet in Japan at this stage. So you don't have to really start looking as of yet. But yeah, this is an interesting horse and we're going to watch it. We're going to watch it win twice. The first race we're going to watch it win, like I said, is a newcomers race. I don't know why it's not picking it up because it's there. There it is. There is the newcomers race that we're going to watch. So let's watch Black Chalice win first time out and then see what we think.
ラインカシウス入って全馬がゲートの中スタートしました。バラッとしたスタート。まずは4番東海マシェリが出ていって並んで14番スノーランス前2頭にかわしていったのは11番湘南カリス先頭に変わって3番手は12番88ローズあとは内から10番のブラックチェリスそして6番のプレセピオが続いてあとは8番ワイズギャングその後方24番スノーランスになってあとは9番シャインフォーミー1馬身後方1番ワンインザスカイ2馬身後ろに13番当選ライティア3コーナー回っていって4馬身後方に5番のカリーノ15番のラインカシウス 600m は33秒4の通過あとは2番ステイフリーそして7番のモルトカリーナ1頭遅れて3番のアルティオラの展開4コーナーカーブかなりばらけて4コーナーをカーブ最後の直線に向かっていきます前は4番の東海マシェリ突き放したが1馬身半リード追って10番のブラックチェリス前2頭並んでいった3番手は11番の湘南カリス前は入れ替わって10番のブラックチェリス抜けた2馬身3馬身リードを取ってデビュー勝ち合理2着4番の東海マシェリ3着は11番の湘南カリス
Wow. There's a few of them out with a washing, weren't there, in that race at the end? But yeah, I thought that was a very impressive performance from Black Chalice. Tracked the winner, entering the straight, and then when push comes to shove, I thought Black Chalice put that race away very nicely indeed, in the style of a pretty interesting filly on first time out. All she can do really is win on debut. And then it was game on. You saw there a very interesting price of 7.2 to win her debut race first time out. I mean, what more can people ask for value first time out than that? So obviously then the horse went on the baby list, Black Chalice, for a while. That was a very impressive debut. We took a look at her form, like we looked at her form, she was then beaten in 2 Group 3 races, wasn't she? Unfortunately. Before she turned up on January the 11th, 2026 to make her first start as a 3-year-old in the Group 3 Fairy Stakes, a level she was comfortable at. She had already been placed at the level prior to the race. And it's fair to say that I was amazed at the price she was on the day. I just could not work out why she was the price she was. Yeah, it is what it is sometimes racing. It is sometimes I spot things other people don't. Well, not sometimes, very often. I spot things other people don't. I do hard. I work harder than everybody else. That's why. So, but there's no shortcuts. It's just hard work. So what we can do is we can take a look. I think we're going to make sure I've got the right window open, and I have. I think. No, I haven't, you see. So I've got to be careful because I've got two races open at the same time. And I don't want to show you the same race over and over again, which is I've got to be careful that does not happen. Yeah. Because it is trying to get me to do it. So I'm going to have another look just to be careful. Yeah, now we're ready. So let's take a look at the Group 3 Fairy Stakes held in January 2026. And then we can see what we think.
最後は16番マカレイ。入って全馬がゲートの中。スタートしました。ポンと1番レオアジャイル好スタートを切って早くも1馬身リードを取ります。5番エゴンウレアが2番手、4番ビッグカレン・リューフ、さらには15番ブラックチャリスが3番手の外目、そして16番マカレーも前へ。あとは2馬身後方、9番サンアントワーヌ、馬群の中7番ノーザンタイタン、内は2番ピエドラパン、2コーナーから向こう上面、その後ろ10番のモルニケが行って2馬身後方に8番リュクスパトロール、そして3番トワニ、並んで14番バリス・マリネリス、その後方には11番ハーディ・ジェナー、600m は34秒1の通過、そして13番ビスコンテッサ、内6番トラスコンガーデンです。3コーナーを回っていく。前は1番レオアジャイル先頭、リードは4分の3ぐらい。3コーナーから4コーナー、5番エゴンウレア2番手、16番マカレイ3番手、4番ビッグカレン・ルーフ、600を切ってその後ろスーッと9番サンアントワーヌ、それから15番ブラックチャリス、上がっていって第4コーナーカーブへ。前は16番マカレイ、5番エゴンウレア、内4番1番レオアジャイル、3頭広がった第4コーナーカーブ、最後の直線に向かっていきます。その後ろ9番サンアントワーヌ、15番ブラックチャリス、内から4番のビッグカレン・ルーフ、200を切った粘る1番レオアジャイル、1馬身半突き放した。2番手は15番ブラックチャリス、間から4番のビッグカレン・ルーフ接近するが、1番レオアジャイル、15番ブラックチャリス、3頭広がったブラックチャリスが接戦合理。真ん中は4番ビッグカレン・ルーフ、3頭広がって激戦は15番ブラックチャリスか4番のビッグカレン・ルーフか1番のレオアジャイルか。
That was very close, that finish, wasn't it? But yeah, I wouldn't have liked to have been a Japanese judge and had to call that finish. That was very close. But they gave the verdict on the day to Black Chalice. What have I opened that for? I opened the day. A verdict to Black Chalice by a neck. Just got up to beat Big Karen Roof, who looks to be home and hosed, didn't she? But Black Chalice found plenty for pressure in the closing stages to land her first pack race victory at Nakayama in the Group 3 Fairy Stakes. And that was the last time she was seen on the track, the Kitasan Blackside mare. This season, very interesting mare, I do think, Black Chalice. And there is every chance that if she lines up in the Japanese 1,000 guineas tomorrow and she is in the final field, there is every chance that you will see this horse on classicwatch26.great/site.net, especially when we've just seen the horse finish off like that in a Group 3 race and win so cosily on debut. Two very nice performances to go with the pedigree that we've got. Nice horse, Black Chalice, nice filly, and good luck to her for the rest of the season. Another 2 classics to go after this, remember? It's not all about this one day for these horses, it's just the grand depart for my Japanese fillies, this first race. Right, I think I can think about leaving this video here now. Thank you very much to everybody who has taken the time to watch the video with me. I hope you all enjoyed watching it as much as I've enjoyed making it. I hope you're also enjoying a fantastic weekend so far, halfway through it. What I can do is I can give you an opportunity to subscribe to the channel moving forward. That way, if you do a little bit of work with your YouTube notifications, you can get YouTube to notify you every time I upload a video. You will not miss any more of my content moving forward. It does take a little bit of work, so I've been told, with YouTube notifications, but just persevere with them and it will work eventually. Another thing I can do is give you a copy of the Classic Watch 26 Possibles to have a look at. Every single horse from around the world, irrespective of whether it is on Classic Watch 26, has its own personal YouTube video, just like this. So why not head over and check them all out? There might be other horses that you're thinking of following this season that you might want to learn more about. But yeah, very interesting horse, this Black Chalice. And I, for one, am hoping to see it on the channel. I'm going to definitely think about wrapping up this video now. We've had the UK Grand National today, which was won by Ireland's biggest gambler and the favourite, I Am Maximus. And it's also, like I said, the Japanese 1,000 guineas tomorrow. We had an Australian Oaks yesterday. It's European trials tomorrow in Ireland and France. And next week it's Newmarket for the UK Classic trials, the Nell Gwyn and the Craven. And maybe other little future Oaks and Derby trials as well down the line. So plenty more up and coming. We've still got Punchestown over the jumps as well in the National Hunt Festival next month. But I will definitely think about ending this video here now. Take care of yourselves, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a fantastic week upcoming as well. Take care of yourselves. Look after yourselves and each other. I will now bid you a fond farewell and hope to see you soon. Take care, everybody, and goodbye.